Hey, thank you very much, Dinzy. My name is Wes Rambo, and I am joined by a brand new addition to our team, Baby Whopper.
Hey,
Welcome
thank
here.
you.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm excited to cast with you finally. We've been talking all week about which match this was going to be. Thanks everybody for tuning in to the Amateur League. This is going to be really exciting stuff tonight. And so, yeah, it looks like we're about to start the draft, but before we do, I know you are a new addition to the team and you haven't necessarily been keeping up with every single thing in the league so far.
Yeah.
So judging by kind of what you heard from those analysts and what you've sort of seen from these, looking at these players' OPGGs and stuff, I just want to get a snap prediction from you right now.
For me, what I kind of noticed about the last the ranked games the players have played in recently is that they kind of all play anything. Like they all kind of play different champs in different roles. So I feel like we will see a champion that might not be meta in a certain role being played here tonight for sure.
Yeah, I think that kind of goes to what Dinzy was saying about comfort picks and how, even though that's the real OP in our league, not so much as in at the highest level of League of Legends, it's like these are the champions that are the strongest. But in our league, it's more so which champions are you most comfortable on? We got a lot of one tricks coming in. So yeah, I totally agree. So we do have the bans coming through, and we have the Olaf ban already coming up for Dragon Solar Bust, who will start on the blue side. And Senna, which is something that we mentioned, Wheelie, to just update you, Baby Whopper, Wheelie and VirtualBoxs in the bottom lane often play this Scion Senna bot lane, which is obviously totally unusual and not something that we often see. But last week, Espresso Depresso, and their counterpart, their second place team, pulled out that same combo against them and lost hard. So Team Solo Simp has definitely sort of cemented their strength of the Scion Senna. So that's being taken away, is going to definitely be targeted at that.
Yeah, we're also seeing this Olaf pick being taken away from TSS's jungler, who it looks like, based on their OPGG, they love to play this champion a lot in ranked. So
yeah, absolutely. We've seen Hypoconic pop off on this. Speaking of junglers, we have Wukong taken away, which is a nice flex for the jungle or top lane. But Dragon Solar Bust with the blue side, I would be hoping for a Sett, but Lulu is the hover right now. No, it is a Sett actually. So my prediction skills are rewarded once again, and the Sett is for jasonsensationz in the top lane.
Okay. Yeah, he's comfortable on that pick from what I've seen. He does play it in a ranked queue a little bit, so
yeah,
we'll
I think it's just a really good first pick blue side in general. Soraka has come in, and we already heard about this in the analyst desk, with Soraka being able to be flexed almost anywhere with TSS. Wheelie can play it in the ADC position. It can be played in top as well. Blitzblades has taken a crack at that. It can even go mid, or of course it can go support. So the only place it pretty much can't go is jungle, and there's the Graves to round that out.
Yeah, Graves is definitely a meta pick right now for a lot of teams that are competing in League of Legends, so it's going to be a really good matchup for them. Or a tough matchup, I should say, for Dragon Soul at least.
Yeah, I think I like the Graves pick a lot. I think it's really, really good. I myself have been spamming it in solo queue, and with pretty good results generally. It requires a bit of farming before you can really get going, but if you do manage to get an early kill, it just becomes so ridiculous. I've talked about it with Johnny in the past on the Premier League, where it's just feels so, if it gets a couple of kills, it feels so broken.
He does a lot of base damage, and once he gets fed, it's kind of, there's no stopping him.
Exactly. Yeah, the response is the Xin Zhao actually coming in. That's for 6-inch over there. And Xin Zhao, definitely a very aggressive jungler who can potentially be somebody who can bully out Graves in the early game, which is kind of what you want to do, get him behind. But of course, that runs the risk of giving Graves the kill. Now, Tahm Kench has come in. So what I've been conditioned to see now, or to expect now, is that this Soraka, Tahm Kench are going to be in the bot lane for, the Guinness World Record for the most annoying lane possible to play against. And yeah, so we'll see if that happens. And then even in that case, we have no idea whether Wheelie or VirtualBoxs will be playing which champion. So it always is a bit of a coin flip for TSS.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be really interesting to see kind of like how this off-meta stuff works out for them in the long run, because they are the first place team, so I'm assuming it works out more than often for them.
It has, yeah.
Yeah. So, but Dragon Soul looks like they're going for more of like a staple type of comp, like something that looks like it would actually work and you kind of commonly see it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they do have to win this first game though to definitely set like the pace for the rest of the games, because TSS has been dominating throughout the season.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was our analysts. I like the bluntness with which you analyze these team comps so far, and I think it's definitely called for here.
If you played ranked in the last like 2 years, you've seen everything. Trust me.
Yeah, exactly. The Fiddlesticks ban is interesting for Dragon Soul, unless if that's a misban, but that would suggest that they see the possibility of Graves going mid, which definitely can be a thing. Revivination definitely could be pulling that out, and it is possible. Obviously much more common in the jungle. But the Urgot coming in suggests that Soraka, Tahm, Kench will indeed go to the bot lane. That's definitely a top lane pick. And I don't think anything matches up particularly well into Sett, but Urgot can at least hold his own. So definitely. This Fiddlesticks ban is interesting to me. I think it's a very strong champion, but I certainly wouldn't have been expecting Graves mid. So as Dragon Solar Bust will have to take their mid pick last, we'll see what exactly they're going for, where they're so afraid of the Graves mid.
Well, we are seeing Dragon Soul take cover Kai'Sa here, so that would be an interesting matchup for the Tahm, Kench, Soraka, and with the Leona as well, because there's not too much sustain. I feel like Tahm, Kench, and Soraka could stay in lane here, and it looks like they are going to settle with the Kai'Sa pick.
Yeah, it is Kai'Sa. So that is interesting. Kai'Sa and Leona, not the most synergistic matchup, because Leona kind of wants to go in and Kai'Sa is more so looking to farm until late game team fights. Of course, in those team fights, Leona will be very useful as well, but not a lot of kill pressure at all for Dragon Solar Bust. They're going to have a hard time with that bot lane. And this last pick is really going to be telling. There it is. So that's the Viktor. So it is going to be Graves jungle, and this Fiddlesticks ban still errant for me. I'm not exactly sure what that was, but yeah, like you said, the TSS, and this is just something we've come to expect from them, is that the TSS lineup is just so odd. And what is it even supposed to do? It's very, very unusual. Whereas Dragon Solar Bust, much more ubiquitous picks coming through with, kind of a back to front team fight situation here with the Sett going and Leona going in, Kai'Sa on the back line, Xin Zhao engaged. So yeah, I'm excited to see this. I have to predict TSS. I just think they're so good and they catch teams off guard so often. But Dragon Solar Bust, in a world where all is fair, Dragon Solar Bust should win because they have the more conventional team comp.
Definitely. On paper, they look like they would win.
Exactly. Okay, and now that we've gone through the draft, we are going to take a bit of a break for our competitive integrity. We'll be back with you in a few minutes. Before we go, I just want to point out one of the panels below our stream. If you scroll down while the break music is playing, you can check out our panel under the heading Black Lives Matter. We have a lot of resources you can read to educate yourself on the issues that are happening in the world right now. And not only that, I specifically want to highlight at Peg City Lovely on Instagram. She has posted on her story highlights dozens of Black-owned Winnipeg businesses that you should definitely go and check out. There are amazing restaurants, amazing clothing companies, all sorts of things that are owned by Black people in Winnipeg that need your support right now. So thank you very much, and we will see you in a few minutes. All right, welcome back, everybody. My name's Wes Rambo. Baby Whopper is joining me for the first game of the semifinal series between Dragon Solar Bust and Team Solo Simp, TSS being the first place, the first place seed against the fourth place seed of DSB. And it definitely has been TSS being the dominant team in this league for a lot of the time. Espresso Depresso has, taken them to task a couple times, but generally they haven't faced a lot of challenge. But here could be a catch. They might be able to blow the flash from Modelbrony. Yes, they will. Yes. Modelbrony having to get out of there. So that definitely is going to be an advantage for TSS in the early laning phase.
Yeah, they didn't want to get behind early. Like we talked about off stream, was that they're going to struggle if they get behind early, and losing that flash early is going to really put them in a bad place, especially with Leona, who has so much engage.
Exactly. Leona does rely on that flash a lot in the early game to get those engages. Now, playing against the Soraka Tahm Kench, how often are you really going to be going for kills anyway? We will have to see, but definitely going to be an advantage gain there for TSS.
They're probably going to want to CS or at least try to CS. I feel like the Tahm Kench might try to get him off, scare him off of farming early.
Yes. Yeah, so yeah, and we'll see how that works. Like we were talking about before, Hypoconic on the Graves is going to have a lot of responsibility on his shoulders here, because that Graves is sort of functioning as the AD carry in this team, and it's not as long range, for instance, as something like a Kai'Sa, so you'll have more difficulty applying that damage more, reliably. But if the Graves gets fed, we've already talked about how powerful that champion can be, so that's going to be TSS's game plan.
Definitely, and the Soraka healing scales quite well, and I think it'll really help out the Graves like in a later game.
Exactly, yeah, with that armor and that healing, Graves just becomes so tanky. And we do see pretty standard starts. It actually is both junglers starting on the bottom side. It looks like we do have a pause coming in here, or at least we have the stream paused for us. We'll keep talking until things come back.
Okay.
There it is. So we should be all good now. And I was just saying both junglers have started on the bottom side, which is actually something we've barely seen at all in this league, and could potentially result in a gank here. It is going to be Stiffy coming in.
We're going to see the Xin Zhao come here and try to gank early, but the Graves is still trying to complete his red, so I don't think there's going to be a chance to even get up there. Yeah,
no counter gank possible, and just was Blitzblades walking away from that. Nothing blown there, nothing expended, but nice attempt, and it looks like
the junglers are going to be meeting here for the scuttle fight.
Yeah, they are going to be going, and the flash comes in from Stiffy. Now the flash as well from sensationz, and he does get the first blood. Blitzblades has taken a lot of damage as well, and now his flash has to be used as well, and it will get away safely. But first blood goes to DSB, so even in spite of their early game advantage, they still do manage to get the first blood taken down onto Blitzblades there. Onto Hypoconic, pardon me.
Yeah, and leaving like the scuttle fight, Lissandra kind of left back to lane pretty low.
Yeah, hang on a sec though. Here is another gank. Revivination actually nicely getting away from that, but the flash coming in from Heartstopper. The flash comes away from Viktor, but will the ignite be enough? It's ticking down. No, it's not going to quite be enough. And Revivination just survives exactly with the potions, as you say. So a nice avoidance there, but lots of pressure from Stiffy coming in here in the early game.
Yeah, it's really been actually a lot of action matchup so far for the first 4 minutes we've been in.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on, which is actually pretty surprising.
Yeah, you might not be as surprised if you had been here since the beginning. It definitely has been a little bit par for the course to see some crazy games come through. High kill, high octane League of Legends in the Amateur League for sure.
So we're going to see Graves try to clear his top side jungle still, because he didn't get the chance to finish it before dying to that scuttle.
Yeah, Graves is definitely wanting to farm up a little bit before he wants to duel. You can see already in that early engagement that Xin Zhao could get the better of him in terms of damage as long as you can stick to him.
Definitely early on, Xin Zhao will overpower him, and you kind of don't really want to take the scuttle fight by yourself. You really want your laners to kind of at least rotate down for you.
Yeah, exactly, and it was just Jason rotating a little bit more effectively there. The Sett so strong in the early game with all of the crowd control he can apply. And now with the double buff sitting on Jason, he's going to be very powerful. But that trade actually went pretty even that we just saw.
And we are going to see, like, in the mid lane, actually, Viktor is farming a lot better than the Lissandra right now. Like we said Lissandra has a good chance here of being poked out a lot by the Viktor. Yeah, definitely.
That definitely is one of those advantages they got from having the last pick on the red side, did TSS, is that they forced Heartstopper into blind picking, and they picked a relatively safe Lissandra. And so that is Lissandra coming in who, it is a safe lane pick, but a control mage like Viktor can poke it out pretty effectively, and you're already seeing, like you say, 15 CS lead acquired there.
And once he gets ahead, it's kind of really hard, especially with like the slows on his spells.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. So if Viktor does manage to amass more of a lead, we will see that effectiveness come in those team fights. Now we'll see who goes for the dragon here.
Another thing I'm actually really surprised about when it comes to farming is that Soraka is actually out farming the Kai'Sa, and I'm pretty sure she's probably using a lot of mana to spam that Q to get that CS. But I would really expect the Kai'Sa to outrange here to at least poke out some CS.
Yeah, absolutely, and it definitely is impressive. We've seen Wheelie do this kind of thing before where he makes these ridiculous picks work. But here's another engagement. Heartstopper uses the ultimate. Revivination doesn't have flash anymore, and we'll see if they get enough damage. They don't. Heartstopper going to take a whole bunch of damage here. It's so close, and it looks like he's going to keep going and go after Heartstopper, who will have to use the flash. No, Xin Zhao goes back in, and Revivination is low on HP, but here is Hypoconic to help out. Hypoconic, full resources going in to dissuade that. Xin Zhao isn't able to get anything more. Very good attempt there by DSB. But while we were watching that, it was a kill going up in the top lane, and it was just so par for the course for Jason that our directed cam didn't even catch it. That is 2-0 for jasonsensationz on the set, and that is not a good situation to be in if you are TSS and Blitzblades.
Yeah, you don't want to get this set fed early because he will punish you in his mid to late game. And it looks like with these 2 kills, he's going to be sitting on quite a bit of gold.
Yeah, it would be so awful to deal with in terms of team fights. jasonsensationz has that teleport available, so if he's able to use this lead to, and he takes another power hit there, if he's able to use this lead to make something happen in the bot lane, this could really snowball the game out of control for DSB.
It looks like we're going to see another fight here at Scuttle.
Hypoconic, so much damage. Stiffy not at all prepared, and now Hypoconic's starting to pop off. So on the bot side of the map here with TSS, they are gaining advantages in the jungle. So it is going to be the top lane relied upon for DSB.
And that's just Graves doing what Graves does best.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. Yeah, the farm lead as well for Graves is significant. You can already see 46-25. And Stiffy has been,
you don't really want to, I find as a jungler myself, you don't really want to be farm heavy as much with Zhao just because you get a lot of like potential out of ganking.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. We do expect to see that differential there, but even so, double the CS maybe is still a little bit
too much,
a little bit excessive there. But yeah, as you say, Xin Zhao, and to 6inch's credit, he has been attempting those ganks and has been getting them and getting those summoners. But now, with only 1 kill participation equal to that of Hypoconic, it is a clear jungle advantage for TSS.
100%. And we are going to see them take like the first dragon here, the TSS.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, the first dragon was that Infernal, a little bit of extra damage. We've talked about this before. Individual dragons, not very useful. It is that Dragon Soul, and a fun little tidbit that we were talking about before we all went live is that Dragon Soul are bust. Despite their name, we're not sure if they have even secured a single Dragon Soul in this league. So looks like so far it has been bust for them, but they did manage to get that playoff spot anyway. So, Baby Whopper, will this be the time that they get a Dragon Soul?
I would love to see it, but like I feel like with the Graves being ahead right now, there's going to be a lot of priority for the Graves to get a lot of the objectives here. Same with the Soraka out CSing the Kai'Sa in bot lane too.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't look good for their Dragon Soul aspirations in this particular game, though, of course, if jasonsensationz teleports down, he could change the tides in that particular scenario.
Yeah, because Sett's definitely ahead here, about 12 CS, and he has 2 kills.
Yeah, a little bit of a lull coming in here as the ganking has stopped. Stiffy on the Xin Zhao has realized he is a little bit weaker than some of the enemy team, and so that heavy ganking strategy not going to pay off as much. And it's just so hard to gank this lane. This bottom lane, we haven't seen much of it because, look, it's just Sassman getting poked out all day long. You can see why that CS lead is going in favor of TSS.
Yeah, we are going to be waiting for Zhao to catch up in XP because he still hasn't got his ults, sadly. But once he does, I feel like he'll be more of an impact in this game.
Yeah, here's the ultimate, though, coming in from Modelbrony. Wheelie stunned up, but it is just so difficult to kill this lane. Almost nothing accomplished there. And now Stiffy is the one in trouble. We'll see if he is able to be chomped up by the Tahm Kench. It is Sassman now the focus. They get the stun, but that Tahm Kench is just so sticky. Sassman, it's going to be so close. One more auto attack. The banana Modelbrony gets taken down. No, actually it was Sassman getting taken down by that tropical fruit. And Wheelie will secure a kill in the bot lane.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a difficult gank to pull off, I found, just because you were sitting like 2 or 3 levels behind the Soraka and you didn't have your ult up yet. So I don't really necessarily that gank was needed, but I guess TSS got the best of them on that one. Yeah,
imagine being this bot lane of DSB, though. You're like, we can't do anything against these players. Speaking of not being able to do anything, though, Hypoconic was fed before. The Soraka ult comes out, but it won't be enough. Hypoconic is going to get taken down, and the ultimate is on nobody. But Revivination has cast his ultimate, but he's completely out of mana now. jasonsensationz running away, but looks like that will be all she wrote for that particular engagement. A nice catch there, though, onto Hypoconic. jasonsensationz really pulling a lot of weight in this game.
Yeah, definitely. That kill of the Graves was really big for them, just because they're trying to get your own jungler back in this game.
Yeah, exactly. And the Sett just being so strong now is working towards that Blade of the Ruined King. And the recall coming in here. We'll see what TSS chooses to buy. And yeah, we saw the Soraka ult come in, and that does turn the tide of a lot of engagements. But in that particular situation, you saw jasonsensationz so strong here that it's not even the Soraka ult that's going to be saving him in that particular engagement. So we do still see, like you said before, a nice CS lead coming in for the Viktor. A couple of plates already being taken down, but Heartstopper playing that well. Has even secured a kill off of a gank, and being able to survive this lane and just be a menace in late game team fights is more of the objective of this Lissandra.
And with the Graves helping him down mid here, they're gonna get this mid lane turret down early.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to be able to get it. It's going to be very close. No, they do get it, but here's Stiffy coming in. Look at all the damage he's taking already, though, and he does go down. Very low health bars and Revivination to Hypoconic, but Heartstopper is running away with no cooldowns left available.
Yeah, that Viktor's slow, I'm telling you. It's it's a killer. It's a killer.
You professed to me before you've got a somewhat personal connection to the Viktor pick, and it definitely is paying off here as Revivination. Yeah, definitely being very strong in that particular matchup. And yeah, like you say, Graves helping out to get that first turret. Blitzblades now being able to duel a little bit, but look at the haymaker coming in from jasonsensationz. Now the ultimate, we'll see if this is going to do, but the ultimate has been cast down, and he gets into the meat grinder. Blitzblades takes down jasonsensationz, while the TSS is taking down the dragon on the other side of the map.
That is actually really great for their DSB here. Well, no, for DSB to get the...
For TSS to get...
sorry, the names are so
no worries.
TSS to get the dragon and the shutdown up top, just because they needed that extra gold off of the Sett here, and he was getting a little bit ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. That's huge for Blitzblades being able to get that. And jasonsensationz still is going to be powerful, but as you see, he's running back to lane and still hasn't completed that Blade of the Ruined King, which is the power spike you're looking for. So even though there was an early lead coming in from jasonsensationz, this has happened to TSS before, where some area of the map is an advantage is gained by another team, but they're just managed to shore up those disadvantages so well, and they're doing the same thing here. Still, the Graves very powerful, and of course, Revivination on the Viktor so dominant in this mid area of the map.
Oh, we are going to see Viktor with the shutdown, the bounty now in the mid lane. And there's going to be a lot more openness and pressure to the mid lane with the first turret being down.
Yeah, absolutely. That Sheen has come in, but hang on. jasonsensationz now going for Blitzblades. Is that ultimate back up? It looks like Blitzblades will go down this time. The Soraka heal comes in, but again, it is not sufficient to save that member from jasonsensationz. Here's Heartstopper now running away from VirtualBoxs and does manage to get away. Now, looks like he's going to go back in. Yes, ultimate goes down onto Wheelie, and that Soraka is going to take a lot of damage here. VirtualBoxs, though, always has that option to save him, but if it's VirtualBoxs you're focusing, then you have more of a chance. However, very tanky is that Tahm Kench, and they will get out scot-free. Wait, here's the ultimate. It actually completely whiffs, and maybe they're going to be able to go back into this. VirtualBoxs is the focus now, but the teleport is coming in on the back. Will the Urgot be able to make a difference? Look at that huge stun coming in from the Viktor. Such low health on every single member of DSB right now. They are all going down one by one. Urgot taking down 2. That was a huge teleport from Blitzblades, and that may just be the turning point in this game. TSS now with a commanding lead.
Yeah, we're going to see them take a big lead off of that team fight with another 7k gold advantage here.
Blitzblade's now coming in with the dive. Oh no, it is just bad to worse here from TSS. And like you say, yeah, the almost 7k gold advantage now coming in from TSS. They are in firm control.
Yeah, we're gonna get Viktor's gonna get this mid turret again. We're gonna get closer to base here.
Yeah, and Viktor really is able to do a lot of lane pressure, a lot of just minion pressure onto those towers. It's interesting. You think of Viktor as sort of this mage who's able to really dominate team fights, but it's actually the pushing power of Viktor that's really being showcased in this game.
He is a really big lane bully for the mid lane, for sure. Yeah,
absolutely. And yeah, that just was shown, them using those Rift Heralds to assist him in his dominance. And taking down both of those mid turrets is such an important situation for TSS in terms of map control.
Yeah, especially
they're really going to be able to get vision everywhere now.
Yeah, and Viktor's already 2-0-3, and there's going to be a lot more opportunity for him to roam the map and help out his teammates more, especially like in top lane, where Urgot was struggling in the 1v1s with Sett.
Yeah, exactly. Now, speaking of Sett, we are seeing an engagement onto jasonsensationz. He disappeared for a moment there, and now he's going to go down. It is 2 more kills going for TSS, and that is jasonsensationz trying to do what he can to bring this game back to bear, but it is not going to be enough as the Sett goes down once again, and it is just TSS. Now everywhere on the map, advantages are being gained here.
Yeah, that's another rift for them. It's not looking like we might see DSV Soul at all tonight.
not this game anyway.
Not this game, at least. Not this game. Unless they pull some extreme comeback and go for like 4 drag.
Yeah, it would be pretty wild. We were saying before, I think that the scaling on DSB, it will benefit a super late game, everybody's full build situation would benefit DSB. That's kind of why they picked the team comp this way, but it looks like that situation is not in a million years going to happen in this particular match, as that Rift Herald is now going to get a hit on the inhibitor, and they're going to be able to take that down. That is just such huge advantages gained. But here's the ultimate coming in from Leona. The Sett coming through. Jason is taken very, very low on the backline. Now is Blitzblades. Now more kills going down. It is just domination coming in from TSS. DSB has been aced here, and it looks like they may be able to push for the win. There actually is no minion wave. Now there is, and those death timers pretty long. And Baby Whopper, I think this game's over.
I definitely think it's over. They got the mid lane wave coming in, and they're pretty much 5 up and healthy.
Yeah, that is just so ridiculous. It felt like TSS just flipped the switch, and you saw the power of that bot lane just being able to have priority literally the entire game. There was not a single moment in this game where TSS didn't have mid and bot lane priority, and yeah, it won.